All right, guys, let's get it off. Thursday Night Thunder. Here we go. I am putting up that 3-minute clock right now. Drivers from race 1. Scott Setzer, Sean Sims, Levi Chandler, Vaughn, Jimmy, and Dylan. You guys are up. Come pull your transponders. Drivers from race number 5. Mike McFarland, Vince, Sean O'Hara, Mason McCombs, and Brian Duncan. You are our turn marshal. And Sean, you are blue number 2. No, sir. Huh? Vaughn is blue 4. I already gave it. Oh, you're look at that. You moved on up. And yes, we are now streaming live on YouTube. So just go to NewRedHobbies on YouTube. Remember, share the link, like it, and subscribe. All right, just waiting for Sean and Scott Setzer to check in. Waiting for the rest of my turn marshals. Oh, they're all out here. Good job, guys. Yep, I see them. We're ready to rock. All right, just waiting for Sean to check in. There he is. He's coming out now. All right, guys, let's slow him up. Let's slow him up. Let's get him gridded up. All right, here comes Sean. All right, let's get him gridded up, guys. Hey, Jimmy, we're gonna start. You're gonna start right here on during the in the heats. You're gonna start on this side of the jump, right where everybody else is. All right, hold on 1 second. Hammer. I don't know where they have it. Oh, hold on 1 second, guys. All right. He's watching. He's watching you, Jimmy. Jimmy, he's watching you. Yep. He's watching live on YouTube right now, Jimmy. Giving you the fatherly advice. All right, we're ready to rock. All right, guys, here we go. Short course, here we go. Scott Setzer, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Jimmy, I'll call you out one by one. Sean, Levi, Vaughn, Jimmy, and Dylan Johnson. And we're off in short course, race number 1 out of 5 here in Thursday Night Thunder. And once you guys get a couple of laps down, I will go in the race order. I think Sean's in the worst spot. And first, Dylan Johnson with a 19.4 in his very first lap. Levi 20.4. Scott Setzer last lap 20.1. Sean Sims with a 22.4. And right now we're at the 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go. It's Dylan Johnson right now, your leader, on a 16 lap, 5:13 pace. He's in the green short course. Scott Setzer right now in second in that blue short course in a 15 lap, 5 flat pace. Levi Chandler in the third on a 15 lap, 5:03. Levi right now 3 seconds back, off a second behind Scott Setzer. And Sean Sims in the fourth on a 13 lap, 5:05 pace. Jimmy Wilson in the fifth on a 13 lap, 5:16 pace. And Vaughn in the sixth on a 10 lap pace. Dylan Johnson last lap 19.4, Levi 19.2, and Scott Setzer last lap, who's now in the third, 20.3. Sean Sims in the fourth, last lap 21.6. Jimmy last lap 24.8, and Vaughn 27.5. And that is your leader right there in that green and silver short course. Levi Chandler in the black, blue, and orange, and Scott Setzer in the blue. And right now we got 2 down, less than 3 to go. Sean Sims in the fourth. He's in the white and green. Jimmy in the white and yellow. And Vaughn in that black. And Scott Setzer, who's in third right now, last lap 19.6. But Levi answers with a 19.2. Dylan Johnson 19.3. Fastest lap in this race is Dylan Johnson, lap number 3 with a 19 flat. And right now we're at the 2:25 mark. Scott Setzer only 3 seconds back, off a second behind Levi Chandler. And 4 seconds back off the leader. Levi Chandler right now 1 second off the leader. And right now we're coming up on that 2-minute mark. And right now we're at that 2-minute mark. Dylan Johnson last lap 19.7, Levi 19.9, and Scott Setzer now moves up into second with that 19.5. Sean Sims in the fourth, last lap 23.3, Jimmy 28.2, and Vaughn 26.6. Up next will be Stock Stadium Truck, Sean O'Hara, Scott Setzer, and Bobby Ifrady. $1:15 on the clock, and Scott Setzer is your leader now. And then Levi just took it with that 19.2 last lap for Levi Chandler. And Scott Setzer in the second, only 1/10 of a second back off the lead for the early TQ. Dylan Johnson in third, last lap 19.8. And right now we're at 45 seconds to go, guys. 45 seconds to go. Scott Setzer, your leader. Levi Chandler in second, only 1 second back off the leader. And Levi Chandler right now is your leader. 30 seconds to go. And Levi Chandler with a 19-1 last lap. And he is still your leader. Scott Setzer 22-8 and Dylan last lap 24-2. Race is over. Keep going till I tell you you're done. Scott Setzer, you're done. Vaughn, you're done. Whoa, that was sweet. Jimmy, you're done. Sean, you're done. Levi, you're done. And everybody's done. Levi Chandler takes the victory, sets early TQ, 16 laps in 5:20. Scott Setzer coming in second, 15 laps, 5:02. And Dylan Johnson third, 15 laps in 5:15. Followed by Sean, Jimmy, and Vaughn. Remember, drivers, I do need those transponders back. Thank you. Hey, did you ever find your... All right, my drivers should start coming on out. Scott Setzer and Bobby Ifrady, term marshals from that last race. Let's see, Vaughn's out there. Levi's out there. Jimmy is now out there. Dylan. Okay. Okay. I need one of you guys, except for Jimmy, down here at the orange cone. All right. All right, just waiting for Bobby. I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock for Bobby Ifrady, then we got to get going. Bobby, you going to make it? All right, he's checked in. All right, guys, let's get gridded up. Hey, Bobby, you're tall. Don't use that driver stand, the little stand there. Everybody even playing field. All right. All right, stock trucks. This is race number 2 out of 5. Sean O'Hara, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Scott. Bobby. And we're off. Race number 2 out of 5. Round number 1. Stadium truck. And Sean O'Hara with a 19.8 first lap. Scott Setzer 19.9. And Bobby Ifrady first lap. 19.1 for Bobby. Yes, sir. All right, now Bobby Ifrady on a 16-lap, 5.06 pace. Sean O'Hara on a 16-lap, 5.11. And Scott Setzer on a 16-lap, 5.10. Scott Setzer, new fast lap with an 18.8 and now is in the lead. Sean O'Hara in the second and Bobby Ifrady in the third. Right now, Sean O'Hara 1 second off the leader. And right now we got 1 down, less than 4 to go. It is Scott Setzer in the blue, Sean O'Hara in the black, and Bobby Ifrady in the orange. Scott Setzer last lap, 18.9. I'm sorry, 19.1. Sean O'Hara with an 18.7. And Bobby Ifrady is out, so we're down to 2. And right now, Scott Setzer has an 8-second lead over Sean. Last lap for Scott Setzer was a 20.1, and Sean last lap 22.5. And right now we're at that 3-minute mark. 3 minutes ago, Scott Setzer last lap 18.4 in lap number 6. Remember, guys, concessions is open. Full concessions. Go see Miss Melanie. Please take care of her. And Sean O'Hara with an 18.6 in lap number 7. Sean O'Hara with 18.4. And right now we got 2:20 on the clock. Up next, ready to run Sportsman. Sean Sims, Levi Chandler, Vaughn, Joel, Dylan, and Bobby. You guys are up next in race number 3. Also, next race, we're going to need a couple volunteer turn marshals. And right now, we're coming up on that 2-minute mark. And there it is. 2 minutes ago, guys, 2 minutes ago. Scott Setzer, last lap, 18.6. Sean, 18.5. Right now, Scott Setzer on a 16-lap, 5.05 pace, and Sean O'Hara on a 16-lap, 5.15 pace. And Bobby's just going to have to come in next round. Scott Setzer, 19.1 last lap. Sean O'Hara, 18.9. $1:15 on the clock, 1:15 to go. Remember, up next, ready to run Sportsman. And right now, Sean O'Hara is 4 seconds now off the leader for that early TQ. Less than 1 to go, guys. Less than 1 to go. Sean O'Hara last lap, 19 flat. And that puts Sean O'Hara now in the lead. Scott Setzer down by 1 second. Last lap for Sean, 19 flat, and Scott Setzer, 22-1. And Scott Setzer just took the lead right back. Sean O'Hara down 2 seconds, 2 seconds down. 15 seconds left on the clock. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Scott, you're done. And Sean, you're done. Everybody's done. Scott Setzer takes victory, sets early TQ, 16 laps, 5:12. Sean O'Hara in the second, 16 laps, 5:22. No, he's Joel Blue 4. There's Joel's. All right, guys. You guys should start coming out. I need a couple volunteer turn marshals. Here, give this to Sean. He's still, never mind. All right, I need a couple volunteer turn marshals. Who's going to volunteer turn marshal? I'll start calling names. All right, I'm calling names. I'm going to go with Danny Landry and Vince McMahon. And Jimmy, can you, Jimmy? Okay. Come on, guys. I called you for turn marshals. Yeah, I was going to. I'm calling volunteers. You were right there in my order. I know I got Jimmy coming, and supposedly Vince or Mason's going to do it for Vince. All right. Middle, yeah, go down there, and I'll put Scott in the middle. I know.
It's so funny. He's gonna get ran over. There's a couple of them here then.
We're going to put Jimmy, when he turn marshals, at the other end of the driver's stand. All right, guys, here we go. Race number 3 out of 5. Ready to run, Sportsman. Jimmy Sims, you are going. Sean Sims, sorry. Simmer down, Tom. Simmer down. All right, so, Sean Sims, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Levi, Vaughn, Joel, Dylan Johnson, and Bobby Ifrady. And we're off in race number 3 out of 5. Ready to run, Sportsman. All right, right now we're at that 1 minute down and 3 minutes to go. Levi Chandler right now is your leader. Dylan Johnson in the second, Sean in the third, Joel in the fourth, Bobby in the fifth, and Vaughn in the sixth. 2:45 on the clock. Levi last lap 19.6. Dylan Johnson last lap 21.3. Joel in the third, last lap 20.9. Sean in the fourth. And now down in the fifth with a 22.9, Bobby Ifrady, 19.2. Last lap for Bobby Ifrady now moves up into the third spot. 2:20 on the clock, 2:20 to go. Remember, drivers, when you're crashed and the turn marshal's getting you, do not hit the gas. And right now we're coming up on that 2-minute mark. And you heard her. We're at the 2-minute mark, guys. 2 minutes to go. It's your leader, Levi Chandler, on the 12-lap 4:01 pace. Sean Sims in the second on a 11-lap 4:02 pace. Bobby Ifrady in the third, 11 laps and 4:11. Joel in the fourth on 11-lap pace. Dylan in the fifth on 11-lap pace. And Vaughn on an 8-lap pace. 1:35 on the clock. Up next, Independent Buggy. Danny Landry, Scott Setzer, Kevin Castillo, Jimmy Wilson, and Joel. You guys are up next. Levi last lap 19.7. Joel now in second. Last lap 21 flat. But Joel follows it with a 19.4. Bobby Ifrady in the third, 22.2. But then he follows it with a 19.8. Dylan Johnson in the fourth, last lap, 22.6. Sean in the fifth, 21.6. And right now we're at that 1-minute mark. I heard that. And it's still Levi, your leader. Levi's in that buggy right there, that green buggy. There's your leader right there. Bobby Ifrady, I think, is in the clear buggy. And he's in second right now. Levi Chandler, last lap, 19-2. 20 seconds on the clock. It is Levi, Bobby, Joel, Dylan, Sean, and Vaughn. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Levi, Joel, Vaughn, you're done. Sean and Dylan, you're done. Track is hot. Track is hot. And here he is. All right. And Bobby, you're done. Everybody's done. Levi Chandler takes victory. Sets early TQ. 12 laps in 4:09. Bobby Ifredi in the second. 12 laps, 4:17. And Joel in the third. 11 laps and 4:04. Man, them buggies spanked you guys. No, you have to turn marshal. Oh, yeah. You're an independent. Yes, drivers, except for Joel, I'm going to need that transponder back. Thank you, bud. Yeah.
Are you supposed to be able to run buggies and ready to run?
It's ready to run, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, them buggies are gonna once them buggies, you know, you're if you got some good buggy runners, you're not gonna compete. Willie will tell you. Right. You're complaining about having the um, all right, I'll give Jimmy a minute grace. All right, still need one more turn, Marshall. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There, Bobby, thank you. All right, guys, here we go. Race number 4 out of 5. Independent stock buggy. Get them gridded up, guys. All right. Race number 4 out of 5. Danny Landry, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Scott Setzer. Kevin Castillo. Jimmy Ward. And Joel. Or Jimmy Wilson, I'm sorry. And we're off in independent stock buggy. Right. 1 minute down. 4 minutes to go is Danny Landry right now in the lead on a 16-lap 5:05 pace. Kevin Castillo in the second on a 16-lap 5:06. In third right now is Scott Setzer, 15 laps and 5:14. Jimmy Wilson in the fourth, 13 laps and 5:17. And it looks like Joel hasn't even made it. And Kevin Castillo, last lap is now your leader, 23-2. Scott Setzer, last lap, 18-5. And Danny Landry in the third. Last lap, 26-5. And Jimmy Wilson in the fourth, 25-5. Right now, Scott Setzer was 3 seconds back off the leader, but with that 18-4 now just took the lead. He is now on a 16-lap 5:19 pace. Kevin Castillo in the second, 15 laps and 5:04. Danny Landry in the third. He is right now 8 seconds back off of second. He's on a 15-lap 5:12 pace, 2 down, less than 3 to go. And Jimmy Wilson in the fourth. He's on a 13-lap 5:23 pace. And Kevin now in the lead with an 18-3 in lap number 6. And right now he is on a 16-lap 5:19 pace. And there's Scott Setzer now in that blue. He now just took the lead with an 18-7, but Kevin took it right back. Right now, Kevin Castillo and Scott Setzer are battling for early TQ. Scott in the second, only 1 second back. And Kevin Castillo is still now in second, only just 1 second back off the leader. And here's your leader right here in that blue buggy. That is Scott Setzer. Jimmy Wilson in the yellow. He's in fourth. Danny Landry in the third. He's in the blue and red. And Kevin Castillo in the multicolor. Like yellow, orange, and gray. That's Kevin Castillo. He is your leader. Last lap for Kevin, 18-4. Scott Setzer, last lap, 20.2. Danny, 22.7. And Jimmy now in the fourth. He with a new lap for Jimmy, 22.5. Oh, and Jimmy's out. And right now, Scott Setzer in second, 3 seconds back off the leader, 1:15 to go. Up next, race 5, stock buggy. Mike McFarland, Vince McMahon, Sean O'Hara, Mason McCombs, and Brian Duncan. You guys are up in 1 minute. 1 minute to go. $35 seconds. It is Kevin, Scott, Danny. That's the top three right now. Kevin Castillo, last lap 18.8. Scott, last lap 18.2. Danny, last lap 21.7. 10 seconds. And the race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Danny Landry, you're done. Kevin, you're done. Everybody is done. Yeah, but number 4. Kevin Castilla takes victory, sets early TQ, 16 laps in 5:08. Scott Setzer coming in second, 16 laps, 5:13. And Danny in the third, 15 laps in 5:06. All right.
Maybe I'll figure this out and help you turn Super Cup.
They got the, no, we don't use it.
Yeah, they got their own shit, don't they?
Yeah. And we don't even call the races on Super Cup. All right, just waiting for Mason to check in. Turn marshals should be already out there, coming out there. Minutes grace for Mason. All right, we got a minute's grace for Mason anyway, Brian. Yeah, I was seeing. Hey, Jimmy, on that side of the driver's stand for you, bud. That's where Mason wants him tonight. I'm just, hey, you know, you get right there. You're right there. That's like the best spot right now. All right. Who's my other turn marshal? Let's see. Scott's out there. Kevin's out there. Jimmy's out there. Joel. You can get in the middle down there, Joel. All right. I need one volunteer, guys. I need one volunteer because. Oh, he's coming. Thought something happened. I saw that. That's why I need him calling a volunteer. Figured you had to go tend to him. He's all right. He's all right. He's all right. Oh, he fell down all right. I saw that. All right, stock buggy. This is the last race of round number 1. There's Mason there. He's just got his car on the road, on the track. All right, Mike McFarland, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Vince. Sean. Mason. And Brian Duncan. And we're off in race number 5 out of 5. Stock buggy. Once you guys get a couple laps down, I'll go in the race order. This is the last race of the first round. After this race, we'll take a 15-minute intermission. Then we'll go into round number 2. Coming up on that 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go. It is Brian Duncan right now, your leader. Brian Duncan with a 17.4 in lap number 2. Last lap, he's right now on a 17 lap, 5 flat pace. Mason McCombs in second. And now Mason McCombs moves up into the lead. Mike McFarland in the second spot. Brian Duncan in the third. Vince in the fourth. Sean O'Hara in the fifth. 3:45 on the clock. Mason McCombs last lap 17.9. Mike last lap 17.7. Brian 18.4, Vince 18.3, and Sean O'Hara 18.4. Right now, Mason on the 17 lap 5:01 pace. Mike McFarland on the 17 lap 5:02 pace. Mike right now only 1 second back off the leader. Brian Duncan in third, 17 laps in 5:03. Brian Duncan 2 seconds back off a second behind Mike McFarland and 4 seconds off the lead. Vince in the fourth on a 17 lap 5:15 pace. Sean O'Hara in the fifth, 16 laps and 5:15. Mason McCombs, last lap, 17.4. Mike McFarland, 17.6. Brian Duncan, 17.7. And right now we're at 2 down, less than 3 to go. Vince, 18.1. And Sean O'Hara, last lap, 18.7. Mike McFarland, 3 seconds back off the leader. Brian Duncan, 1 second back, 1/10 of a second off the second behind Mike. And Vince in the fourth. He is 1 lap back behind third. 2:30 on the clock. And Brian Duncan now moves up into the second. Brian Duncan 2 seconds off the leader. Mike McFarland in third. And Mike McFarland now just took second. 2:15 to go. Brian Duncan 1 second back off a second behind Mike McFarland. Mike 3 seconds off the leader. Mason McCombs, new fast lap, 17.3. There's your leader right there in that white buggy with the blue tape in the windows. And right now we're at that 2-minute mark. Mike McFarland with a 17.1. And there he is in the orange and yellow. Sorry, orange and silver. 1:45 on the clock. Mason last lap 17.3. Mike 18.1. Brian 18.3. Vince McMahon with a 17.3 in lap 10. Sean O'Hara 20 flat. 1:30 to go. Mason McCombs last lap 17.2, and now Mason McCombs on an 18 lap 5:16 pace. Mike on a 17 lap 5:10 pace, and Vince in third on a 16 laps 5:02. Brian Duncan on a 16 lap 5:11 pace, and Sean O'Hara on a 15 lap pace. And right now we're coming up on that 1 minute mark. 1 minute to go. Mason McCombs last lap 18.8, so that should catch up Mike McFarland. That's a 30 seconds. It's Mason, Mike, Vince, Brian, and Sean. That's the run in order. And Mike McFarland in the second spot, now only 9 seconds back off the leader. Vince in the third on a 16-lap 5:01 pace, and Brian Duncan in the fourth. And Brian Duncan 4 seconds back behind third. And race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Vince, you're done. Mike, you're done. Sean, Mason, you're done. And everybody's done. Mason McCombs takes victory. Sets early TQ. 17 laps in 5:02. Mike McFarland second. 17 laps 5:09. And Vince in the third. 16 laps and 5 flat. All right, that's it for round number 1. We're going to take a 15-minute intermission, and then we'll go in round number 2. Track will be open for about 10 minutes, and then we'll blow it off and go into round 2. Remember, guys, concessions open, hobby shops open. right, guys, finish the lap you're on. I need somebody out there to blow the track off. Then we'll go into round number 2. We need somebody to blow the track off. Hey guys, we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. We need somebody to blow the track off before we put the cars on the road. Yeah. Bluetooth. Yep, good. Yep. Yes, sir. Thank you, Sean. All right, drivers from race number 1, or stock short course. You guys, if you need a transponder, come up now. There you go, Jimmy. Yes, sir. right, guys. Race number 1 out of 5. Round 1. Short course. Pull them on up. Turn marshals from race 5. Come on out. Vince, you're out here. Mike McFarland. Sean's out here. Mason McCombs. And Brian Duncan. All right, guys, let's get them gridded up. Now Dylan's the black, blue, and orange and white. That's good. All right, guys, here we go. Race number 1 out of 5. Time to beat is 16 laps and 5:20 set by Levi Chandler in round number 1. So that will be the time to beat. Levi Chandler, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Scott, Dylan, Sean, Jimmy, and Vaughn. And we're off. Race number 1 out of 5. Time to beat 16 laps in 5:20. Jimmy, your mom's getting a blast out of this. 4:15 on the clock. Scott Setzer right now. You're a leader on a 16-lap 5:06 pace. Dylan Johnson in the second on a 16-lap 5:13. Levi Chandler in the third. And Levi now up in the second. Levi on a 14-lap 5:02 pace. Jimmy Wilson now in third. He's on a 14-lap 5:23 pace. Dylan Johnson in the fourth on a 13-lap 5:05 pace. Vaughn Sims in the fifth and Sean in the sixth. 3:45 on the clock. Scott Setzer right now is your leader on a 16-lap 5:05 pace. And he is now on a 15-lap 5:02 pace with that 23.3 last lap. But he is still your leader. Levi Chandler in the second on a 15-lap 5:09 pace. Dylan Johnson now up in the third. 14 laps and 5:17. Sean Sims in the fourth on a 12-lap 5:22 pace. Jimmy Wilson in the fifth on a 12-lap 5:22. And Vaughn in the sixth on 11-lap 5:23 pace. And your leader right there in the blue short course, that is Scott Setzer. Last lap, 19.9 for Scott. There's Levi in the black and the blue. He is in second. And now Levi Chandler now in the lead. Scott in second. Dylan Johnson in the green. He's in the third. 2:45 on the clock. There's Jimmy right there, and he currently right now in the fifth position in the white and yellow short course. all the way from Jacksonville. 2:30 to go. Isn't that where you guys from, Jacksonville? Yep. Levi, last lap, 19.4. Scott, 23.8. Dylan Johnson, 20.6. Jimmy now in fourth, 23.6. Sean in the fifth, and Vaughn in the sixth. And right now we're at that 2-minute mark. And Jimmy, last lap with a 22.4. Fast lap for Jimmy, 19 flat. 1:45 on the clock. Scott Setzer right now 5 seconds off the leader. Levi Chandler last lap 18.6. Scott last lap 19.4. Dylan 19.6. Jimmy last lap 22.4. Sean 21.9. And Vaughn last lap 32.9. 1:15 to go. And right now we're coming up on that 1-minute mark. Stock truck, Sean O'Hara, Scott Setzer, and Bobby Ifredi. You are up next. Less than one to go. Less than one to go. $20 seconds. Scott right now 6 seconds off the leader. Sean, you're man, that's the worst spot right there. 5 seconds. I was going to say that earlier. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Levi, you are done. Scott, you're done. Dylan Johnson, you're done. Vaughn, you're done. Jimmy, you're done. And everybody's done. Levi Chandler takes victory. 15 laps in 5:01. Still holds the TQ from round one. Scott Setzer in the second, 15 laps, 5:06. And Dylan Johnson third, 14 laps in 5:07. Followed by Sean, Jimmy, and Vaughn. Uh-oh. Man, it's a big divot right there. She's right. This does not count. technically it doesn't count. This is toy car racing. They're toys. These are toys. They're what? Oh, they're assault trucks. I feel offended. I'm triggered. No, they're fully semi trucks. All right, just waiting for Scott Setzer, and I need one more turn, Marshall. Simmer down. All right, put 1 minute grace for Scott. There he is. All right, turn marshals. Let's see. Scott is racing this race, so he's. Sean is out there. Vaughn out there. If you want to. Mason's not here. You can get it? Yeah, you got it. Mason ain't here around to scold me, so. All right, guys, let's get him gridded up. It was the car's fault. No, it was, tell her, Jimmy, it's the car's fault. There was a glitch in between the brain to the finger. All right. Time to beat is 16 laps in 5:12, set by Scott Setzer in round number 1. That is the time to beat. Scott Setzer, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Sean O'Hara. Bobby Ifredi. And we're off. Race number 2 out of 5, round number 2. Time to beat 16 laps in 5:12, set by Scott Setzer in round number 1. Sean O'Hara's very first lap, 19.8. Scott, 25.5. Bobby, 21.9. I'm sorry. Bobby Ifredi, 21.9 in that first lap in second spot. Sean O'Hara with a 19.4. Sean O'Hara right now currently on his 16 lap, 5:13 pace. Bobby Ifredi in the second. He's on a 14 lap, 5:14 pace. Scott in the third on a 14 lap, 5:18 pace. One down, less than 4 to go. Sean O'Hara with 18.7 in lap number 3 in currently right now. He is 3 seconds above TQ. There's your leader right there in that black truck. Bobby Ifredi in the orange. He's in second. And Scott Setzer in the blue. He's in the third. Sean O'Hara last lap, 18.8. Scott Setzer now in second, 20.1. Bobby Ifredi in the third, last lap, 18.9. And Bobby Ifredi follows that with an 18.7. Right now, Bobby Ifredi in the second spot. And Sean O'Hara with a 19.7 that last lap. Bobby 18.7. Scott Setzer 19.4. Scott 3 seconds back, off a second behind Bobby. And right now we're coming up on that 3-minute mark. And you heard 2 down, less than 3 to go. It is Sean, Scott, and Bobby. Sean O'Hara now with a 4-second lead over TQ. Oh, and it looks like Scott is out. So that's going to leave Sean O'Hara and Bobby Ifredi right now. And Sean O'Hara last lap, 18.7. New fast lap for Sean O'Hara. Sean now 5 seconds above TQ. Bobby Ifredi last lap 19.7. And Bobby Ifredi now in the second spot. 2:15 to go. Up next is race 3. Ready to run. Sean Sims, Levi Chandler, Vaughn Sims, Joel, Dylan Johnson, and Bobby Ifredi. And right now we got less than 2 on the clock. Last lap for Sean O'Hara, 19.8. Bobby Ifredi, 19.2. And Sean O'Hara last lap, 18.9 and 5 seconds in front of TQ. $1:15 to go. 1:15 to go. Remember, up next, Ready to Run Sportsman. If you're not turn marshal and you're in the pitch and need a transponder, come grab it. And right now we're at that 1 minute mark. 1 minute to go. It is Sean O'Hara and Bobby Ifredi. Sean O'Hara right now on a 16 lap 5:08 pace. That is 4 seconds faster than the original TQ. Bobby Ifredi in a second on a 15 lap 5:08 pace. Sean O'Hara last lap 19.5. Bobby Ifredi 19.2. $30 seconds on the clock. $20 seconds. 10 seconds. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. And Sean, you're done. Bobby, everybody's done. Sean O'Hara takes victory. 16 laps, 5:10, beating out the TQ by 2 seconds. So Sean O'Hara, you are now the TQ holder. Bobby Ifredi in the second on a 15 lap 5:09 pace. Good run, guys. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. You're in the next race. Are you not in the next race? Okay. There's somebody want to post those? Yes. Sean, I'm gonna give him. Just give Sean that one. Vaughn, you're right, and then Jimmy. Oh, he's hanging them up right now. Yeah, all the results are on there on the clipboards. Oh, Joel, that you need. What? Dead stop. All right, this is race number 3 out of 5, second round. This is Ready to Run Sportsman. I'm going to need 3 volunteers for this race. Turn marshals. All right, I'm going to call volunteers. You're awesome. You're awesome. I need two more volunteer term marshals. Thanks, Brian. All right, need one more term marshal. One more term marshal. I'm gonna call a name. You're not. I'm not calling you. You did. Mike McFarland, I need you to volunteer. Huh? He's what now? You can? Okay, all right. All right, guys, let's do it. All right, thanks, Brian. All right, guys, just waiting for Sean to check in. There he is. All right, I got you, Sean. All right, guys, here we go. Ready to run, Sportsman. Race number 3 out of 5. The time to beat is 12 laps and 4:09, set by Levi Chandler in round number 1. Levi Chandler, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Bobby, Joel, Dylan Johnson, Sean Sims, and Vaughn Sims. And we're off. Race number 3 out of 5. It is the buggies versus the short courses. Last time, buggies cleaned up. The top 3 were all buggies. Remember, time to beat 12 laps, 4:09. And right now, it is Dylan Johnson. Right now, there is your leader tumbling. And Joel now up in the lead on a 12-lap 4:06 pace. And I believe that's him. That is him right there. Joel is your leader. Sean Sims in the white and green short course. He's currently in second. Levi Chandler in the black. And now Bobby Ifredi now up into third. But now Dylan Johnson took it right back. So Dylan Johnson now moves up into second. Sean Sims in the third. Bobby Ifredi in the fourth. Levi Chandler in the fifth. And Vaughn Sims in the sixth. 2:25 on the clock. Joel last lap 22.6. Dylan last lap 20 flat. Bobby Ifredi 19.2. Sean 25 flat. Levi Chandler now moves up into fourth with a 19.8. Dylan Johnson is your leader. Bobby Ifredi right now 7 seconds off the leader. Levi Chandler now moves up into third. So we got 1 short course and 2 buggies. Your short course is right now leading. And there he is in that green and silver right there. Levi Chandler in that green buggy with the blue rims. He's right now in second. Last lap for him, 19.8. Bobby Ifredi in that clear buggy is now in the lead. Bobby Ifredi is your leader. Last lap for Bobby, 18.9. Levi in the second, 19.8. Dylan Johnson now in the third, 19.7. Sean in the fourth. Joel in the fifth. And Vaughn in the sixth. And Joel now moves up into the fourth, and right now he is pushing for third. Bobby Ifredi, your leader. Levi Chandler into second. Levi Chandler 3 seconds back off the leader. And we got less than 1 to go, guys. Less than 1 to go. Bobby, last lap, 19.2. Levi, 19.4. Dylan, 24.2. Joel, 21.7, but Joel answers with a 19.7. Joel right now 8 seconds off third. Right up next is race number 4, Independent Stock Buggy. Danny Landry, Scott Setzer, Kevin, Jimmy Wilson, and Joel. 30 seconds back. Or 30 seconds left. 20 seconds. Levi, last lap, 19.3. Bobby, 18.6. Dylan, 19.2. Right now, you guys are 7 seconds off TQ. 10 seconds. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Dylan Johnson, you're done. Sean Sims, you're done. Levi Chandler, you're done. Bobby Ifredi, you're done. Joel, you are done. Track is hot. Yep, waiting for Vaughn. And Vaughn, you're done. Everybody's done. Levi Chandler takes victory. 12 laps, 4:14. And was 5 seconds slower than original TQ, but he still holds the TQ from round 1. Bobby Ifredi coming in second, 12 laps, 4:16, and Dylan Johnson in third, 11 laps and 4:01. Joel fourth, Sean fifth, and Vaughn in the sixth. All right, that is it for race number 3. Right now, it's race number 5. Oh, yeah. Jimmy is black 4. There we go. Yes, man. That's why I have everybody try to enter on the red carpet. Guys, remember, concessions is open. Full concessions. Drinks, hot dogs, hamburgers, wraps, corn dogs, you name it. It's down there. Turn marshals, you guys should be starting to come on out. Who? Yes. All right, just waiting for Kevin. There he is. All right, looks like we got everybody checked in. We got our turn marshals out there. All right, good job. All right, here we go. Race number 4 out of 5. Independent stock buggy. Time to beat is 16 laps and 5:08. Set by Kevin Castillo in round number 1. That is the time to beat. Kevin, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Scott Setzer, Danny Landry, Jimmy Wilson, and Joel. We're off. Race number 4 to 5. Time to beat 16 laps in 5:08. Set by Kevin in round number 1. So you guys get a couple laps down. I will go into the race order. And right now we're coming up on that 1 minute mark. I'm sorry, 1 down and 4 to go. And there we go. We got 4 minutes on the clock. Right now, Scott Setzer is your leader on a 17-lap, 5:16 pace. Last lap for Scott, 18:4. Kevin right now in second, and he is only 1 second off the leader. Last lap for Kevin, 18:5. Danny Landry in the third, 14 laps in 5:02. Last lap for Danny, 19:1. Joel in the fourth. He's on a 13-lap pace, and Jimmy in the fifth on a 12-lap pace. And right now we got 3:25 on the clock. And right now we're now at that 2 down, less than 3 to go. It's Scott Setzer still your leader. Kevin Castillo though right behind him. Scott Setzer last lap 18:3. Kevin 18:9. Danny Landry in the third. Last lap 28:7. Joel in the fourth 21:7. And Jimmy Wilson, new fast lap for Jimmy 21:3. 2:35 on the clock. Scott Setzer on a 17-lap 5:17 pace. Kevin on a 16-lap 5:06 pace. And Danny Landry in the third on a 13-lap 5:03 pace. And Joel now up in the third. Scott and Kevin are both ahead of TQ. Scott Setzer right now 1 lap in front of TQ so far. Kevin Castillo right now is 4 seconds ahead of TQ. Both Scott and Kevin both had an 18:4 last lap. Joel 21:2. And now Kevin Castillo only 1 second back off the leader behind Scott. And Kevin Castillo with that 19-2 now moves up into the lead. Up next will be race number 5. Stock Buggy, Brian, Mason, Sean, Vince, and Mike. And it is Kevin Castillo, last lap for Kevin, 18-9. Scott, 18-6. Joel, 23-4. And it looks like Danny is out. And Jimmy Wilson, last lap, 25-4. And right now, Scott Setzer only 1/10 of a second back off the leader. And right now we're at that 1 minute mark, guys. 1 minute to go. Kevin, last lap 18 flat. Scott, last lap 18.7. Joel, 19.7. Jimmy Wilson, last lap 23 flat. $15 seconds. 10 seconds. It is Kevin and Scott right now. Scott 5 seconds off the leader. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Kevin, you're done. Scott Setzer, you're done. Jimmy, you didn't cross that line. Jimmy, you're done. Everybody's done. Kevin taking victory, setting new TQ. 16 laps, 5:01. Scott Setzer coming in second. 16 laps, 5:05, and Joel third. 14 laps and 5:18. Good race, guys. Remember, if you have a transponder, please turn it in. Yeah. 160. Yes, I am. Okay, thank you. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 50, 2, 50, 60, 70, 75. All right, my drivers are out there. Thank you, ma'am. I know. All right, turn marshals, where are you guys at? Blue number 4. You had blue 4. Joel, did you turn your transponder? There it is. Sure. Hold on, we got one more. We need one more turn marshal. I got, yeah, no, I need one more. Where's Danny Landry? I need a turn marshal. All right, Levi, right there. You got it? All right, I got it. I got it. All right, stock bucket, here we go. Time to beat is 17 laps, 5:02, set by Mason McCombs in round 1. Mason McCombs, you are going on the horn in less than 5. Mike, Vince, Brian, and Sean O'Hara, and we're off. Race number 5 out of 5. Time to beat 17 laps and 5:02. Where are you going? And once you guys put another lap down, I'll go in the race order. And right now we're coming up on that 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go. Mason McCombs right now is your leader on an 18-lap, 5:11 pace. 1 down, less than 4 to go. Mike McFarland on an 18-lap, 5:13. Mike McFarland right now is 2 seconds back off the leader. Going on this side. Yep. 3:45 to go. Good job, Jimmy. Brian Duncan in the third, Vince in the fourth, and Sean O'Hara in the fifth. Mason McCombs last lap 17.5. Mike McFarland last lap 17.5. Brian Duncan last lap 17.9. Vince last lap 18.7, and Sean O'Hara 18.8. Mason on 18-lap pace. Mike McFarland on the 17. Brian Duncan on the 17. Vince on the 16, and Sean O'Hara on a 15. And Brian Duncan down in the fourth. Vince now up in the third. Mason McCombs with a 17.4, but Mike McFarland with a 16.9 in lap number 5. And right now we're 2 down, less than 3 to go. And right now Mike McFarland is 5 seconds back off the leader behind Mason. Vince in the third on a 16-lap, 5:04 pace. Last lap for Vince, 17.7. Brian Duncan in the fourth. Last lap, 18.9. And Sean O'Hara, 18.7. Mike McFarland in the second, 17.3. Mason McCombs, your leader, with a 17.3. $2:15 to go. And right now we're at that 2-minute clock. 2 minutes to go. It's Mason, Mike McFarland, Vince, Brian, and Sean O'Hara. Mason right now on an 18-lap, 5:13 pace. Mike on a 17-lap, 5:03. Vince on a 17-lap, 5:15. Brian on a 16-lap, 5:04. And Sean on a 15-lap, 5:08. 1:40 on the clock. Mason McCombs, last lap, 17.4. Mike, 17.6. Vince, 17.8. Brian Duncan, 17.7. And Sean O'Hara, 19.4. Mason McCombs with a 17.2 in lap number 12. And right now we're coming up on that 1-minute mark. And right there, we're at that 1-minute mark, guys. 1 minute to go. Oh. 25. 45 seconds. $30 seconds. Mason McCombs with a 16.965. But Mike McFarland has it just a little bit, a tenth of a second faster, 16.929. 5 seconds. Race is over. Keep going until I tell you you're done. Mike McFarland, you're done. Mason McCombs, you're done. Everybody's done. Mason McCombs takes victory, sets new TQ, 18 lots, 515. Mike McFarland coming in second, 17 lots, 508. And Vince taking the third, 17 lots, 515. Brian Duncan in the fourth, 16 lots, and Sean with 15. All right, guys, that is it for round number one, or number two. It is at 9 o'clock. At 9:20, we'll do it 9:25. We'll go into round in our finals. I'm going to set up the mains right now. Remember, Danny, when's the hobby shop closing? Hobby shop will be closing in 15 minutes. Remember, go see concessions before it closes. Track will be open for practice. I'm gonna set up the mains right now. We'll go at 9:25. right, guys, let's blow the track off. Also, guys, if you have a tab, come pay it. All right, ready to rock? All right. Levi, just keep working. By the time you said that'd be about 5 minutes by the time you're done, by the time everybody gets out here. And All right, guys. Race number 1 in our main stock short course. Levi Chandler, Scott Setzer, Dylan Johnson, Sean Sims, Jimmy Wilson, Vaughn Sims. Come pull your transponders if you need one. Drivers from race 5, you guys are my turn marshals. Hobby shop is closed. Yeah. Blue 4 you are. Yep, that's it. Huh? Huh? Oh, that was what's a night owl? All right, we got all our turn marshals out here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's the 5th? Okay. There we go. All right, we're going to get him gridded up. Vaughn, are you out there? No, come on. There he is. And Sean's coming out right, or Dylan's coming out right now. All right, guys, we're going to get him gridded up. All right. All right, in the very first spot with a qualifying time of 16 laps and 5:20 in round number 1, that's going to be Levi Chandler. In the second spot, it's going to be Scott Setzer. In the third, it's going to be Dylan Johnson. In the fourth, it's going to be Sean Sims. In that fifth spot, all the way from Jacksonville, Jimmy Wilson. And in the sixth spot, it's going to be Vaughn Sims. Jimmy, this is your race. Yeah, this is your race, Jimmy. You're going to beat him. You know what? I got faith in you, bud. All right, guys. Here we go. In our mains, race 1, short course. Everyone on the horn in less than 5. Keep it clean. And we're off. In short course. It says stock short course, but really it should be four-wheel drive short course, right, Vince? And Levi Chandler right there is your leader. Scott Setzer in the second. And Sean Sims in the third. Jimmy Wilson in the fifth. Dylan Johnson in the fourth. And Vaughn in the sixth. There's your leader right there in that black, blue, and orange. And it looks like, all right, Scott's back out. But Sean Sims right there in the third, or in the second, and Scott in the third. Dylan in the fourth, and Jimmy now coming up right behind Dylan, trying to get up in the fourth. And Vaughn in the fifth. There's your leader right there, crossing that line. And now Scott Setzer moves back up in second. And right now we got one down, less than 4 to go. And Sean now over the other side of that jump, the tabletop. No, he's good. You're good. No, you had him in the right lane. Jimmy Wilson in the fifth, and Vaughn in the sixth, 3:40 on the clock. And Scott Setzer in that blue short course. He is right now running in second. And right now your leader is now in traffic, and he's on the pipe. So there comes up Scott Setzer now right behind him. Right here, he's on the... He crossed the line. Levi Chandler is your leader. And there he is right there in that black. And right now we got 2 down, less than 3 to go. Scott right there in the second. Sean Sims in the third. Remember, drivers, if your crash turn marshal's getting you, lay off the trigger. And right now we got 2:40 on the clock, 2:40 to go. It's Levi, Scott, Sean, Jimmy, Dylan, and Vaughn. But it looks like Dylan is out. And there's your leader trying to put Sean down the lap. And right now it is pretty much, there is no battle as of yet. Pretty much everybody's holding strong in position. And right now we're at less than 2 to go. Less than 2 to go. Up next, stock truck, Sean, Scott, and Bobby. $1:35 to go. $1:35 to go. It's Levi, Scott, and Sean. That's your 3. Brian, we almost lost Brian. That thing went whizzing right by your head. Yeah. Wow. It was like that. Really. and we're at that 1 minute mark. 1 minute to go. Man, when those things go tumbling, they tumble. And it's right now with 45 seconds to go. It's still Levi, your leader. He's right there in that black, blue, and orange. He's crossing the line right now, going down the back straight. That is your leader. Scott Setzer, though, catching him. He is right there going down. Well, he is going down that back straight now. He's right now in second in that white and green short course right here. He is in third. Jimmy Wilson, he is in the fourth. He's in the white and yellow. 15 seconds to go. Race is over. When you cross, you're done. And there he is, taking the TQ and win. Levi Chandler. Jimmy Wilson, you're done. Scott, you're done. Scott Setzer taking second. And there he is in that white and green, coming through the crossover. And Sean Sims taking the third. Levi taking the victory. Scott second, and Sean Sims in the third. Wow, that Brian, man. Oh, man, that was close. No. Drivers from that last race, I do need your transponders back, please. Okay. That's how it goes right there, letting the announcer know what's going on. Get out there, Julian. Get out there. All right. Dylan's going to be a substitute turn marshal. Joel is a substitute turn marshal for Dylan. Scott, you're racing this race. All right, waiting for Vaughn, you're out there. No. Waiting for Sean and Jimmy. All right, guys, let's get race number 2 going. Stop stadium truck, here we go. In that very first spot with a qualifying time of 16 laps and 5:10 in round number 2, Mr. Sean O'Hara. In the second spot, it's going to be Scott Setzer. And in the third, it's going to be Mr. Bobby Ifredi. All right, turn marshals are ready. Drivers are ready. Stadium truck, here we go. Everyone on the horn. Lesson 5. And we're off. And there they go. 1, 2, and 3. What's the matter with this? And right there is your leader. That is Sean O'Hara. And Scott Setzer right there, right behind him. Bobby Ifredi not too far back in third. This is race 2. And Scott Setzer now right behind Sean O'Hara. Oh, looks like somebody's broke. Oh, and the leader upside down. Oh, do not. Don't drop the cars in front of somebody. You hold it until the other car passes. So right now we're down to 2. It is Sean O'Hara and Scott Setzer battling out between 1 and 2. Bobby Ifredi is out. We got one. Actually, it's 3:45 on the clock. Just hold it in your pocket, bud. Hey, your turn marshal right there. Jimmy. Just put it in your pocket and give it to him at the end of the race. Do not cross any parts over the track. Always 3:30 on the clock. 3:30 to go. And Scott Setzer there putting it on Sean O'Hara. You have a battle right there between Sean and Scott. Sean is the TQ holder from round number 2. And Scott Setzer now moves up into the lead. And right now we're at that 3-minute mark. 3 minutes to go. Sean O'Hara right there, right behind Scott Setzer. And there they go. They're battling it out between 1 and 2. That's the only ones left. And Sean O'Hara there right behind Scott Setzer. Oh, and tags the pipe, but he's out of it. So that will increase Scott Setzer's lead. 2:30 on the clock. Up next, race 3. Ready to Run Sportsman, Levi, Bobby, Dylan Johnson, Joel, Sean, and Vaughn. I know most of you guys there, you guys are turn marshaling. And right now, Scott Setzer with a 10-second lead. But Sean O'Hara is catching. And the leader was on the pipe, but he's off of it. And right now we got less than 2 to go. Less than 2 to go. And Scott Setzer right now with a big lead. 1:35 to go. You heard it. Snack Shack will be closing up. And that leader, was almost upside down, but he is out of it. He is clear. It's still Scott in that blue truck right there. He is your leader. He's the leader over Sean. Sean is in the second. Bobby's out. And we got less than 1 to go on the clock, guys. Less than 1 to go. Remember, up next is Ready to Run, race 3. $35 seconds. $20 seconds. 10 seconds to go. Looks like Scott Setzer is going to pull the win out. Race is over. Sean O'Hara, you're done. And there he is. Going to take the victory. He is going through that crossover right now. And there he is. You got to pass the line, Scott. And there it is. You're done. Scott Setzer taking the victory. Sean second. All right, good race between you guys. All right, guys, I'm going to need a couple volunteer turn marshals for this race. Ready to run sportsmen. You guys can pull them on up. I already gave it to Joel. Oh, he's out. Hey, Sean, you do have it. Got it. Give it. The guy in the blue shirt right there has it. I thought I gave it to Joel already. I'm just waiting for Joel and Sean to check in. I need 2 more turn marshals, guys. I need 2 more turn marshals. And Danny Landry. Turn marshal. No. I need 2 turn marshals. I got 1. Thank you. Yeah, right there, buddy. You're doing a good job over there. I need 1 more. Mason, you think Ellis might be ready? Ellis. Huh? You want a turn marshal? Go down there where Mason is. He'll Ellis, right there at that orange cone. Ellis, and watch your corners. All right, Mason will. All right, let's get him gridded up, guys. In that very first spot today with a qualifying time of 12 laps and 4:09, Mr. Levi Chandler. And he's in that buggy right there. In the second spot, it's going to be Mr. Bobby Ifrady. In the third, it's going to be Dylan Johnson. In the fourth, it's going to be Joel. In the fifth, it's going to be Sean Sims. And in that final spot, it's going to be Vaughn Sims. All right, remember, turn marshals, watch your corners. Make sure they're going right in the back in the right lane. Don't watch the race. Watch your corners. Ready to run, sportsmen. Here we go. Everyone on the horn in lesson 5. Keep it clean. And we're off. In ready to run, sportsmen, in the 4-minute race. Here we go. Nice start, nice start. And right now it is in that green buggy right there with those blue rims. That is Mr. Levi Chandler. He is right now your leader. Dylan Johnson in the second and Sean Sims in the third. Bobby Ifredi now coming up right behind third. And Bobby Ifredi now moves up into the third. Oh, and Sean Sims takes it right back. And Sean Sims, there he is, you're in your third spot right there. Bobby Ifredi in the fourth and Joel in the fifth. Vaughn in the sixth. And we got one down, less than 3 to go. There is your leader right there in that green buggy. .235 on the clock, 2:35 to go. And now Dylan Johnson coming up right behind the leader. Dylan Johnson in second in that green and silver short course. He's coming up right behind that buggy right here. There's a battle between 1 and 2. Bobby Ifredi now up. Oh, and we have one upside down. Bobby Ifredi in the third, but Joel there coming up right behind him. Joel trying to push for third. And now Dylan Johnson is your leader. Oh, and they got into a wreck there down the back straight. Dylan Johnson comes out of it. Levi there right behind them. And there they go. There's a battle between 3 and 4 as well, between Bobby Ifredi and Sean Sims. Sean Sims coming up right behind Bobby. Joel coming up right behind Sean. And there's the battle right there between 3, 4, and 5. Your leader right there, Mr. Levi Chandler in that green buggy. He is your leader. Dylan Johnson in the green and silver short course in second. Bobby Ifredi in the clear buggy. He's in third. Joel in the other buggy. He's in fourth. We got less than 1 on the clock, guys. Less than 1 on the clock. And second place outside almost took out Sean. Put him on this side. Put him on that over. Yep, there we go. Good job. Good job, Jimmy. 35 seconds. And Bobby Ifredi now pushing up now for second. Bobby Ifredi coming up behind Dylan Johnson. And Bobby Ifredi trying to take the inside. And, oh, Dylan Johnson closed it off. 20 seconds on the clock. Ten seconds. Race is over. When you're crossed, you're done. Oh, we have an accident right here. Who comes out of that? And Sean Sims taking fourth. Joel fifth. And Levi Chandler taking the TQ and win. Dylan Johnson second. And Bobby Ifrady will be taking third. Everybody's done. Levi Chandler taking the TQ and win. Dylan Johnson second. Bobby third. Sean Sims fourth. Joel fifth. And Vaughn taking a sixth. Up next will be Independent. Kevin Castillo, Scott Setzer, Danny Landry, Joel, and Jimmy Wilson. Guys, I need those transponders back from that last race. And Jimmy. Here we go. Here we go. There you go, bud.
Did my brother get?
Fifth. Now go get his transponder. Don't turn it in. Thank you, sir.
You want me to be turn marshal or no?
No, not this one. I forgot about that. All right, who has transponders from that last race? Joel. Hey, Joel. Joel, are you going to make it in this race? Like, really? All right, turn marshals, you guys should already be out here. Oh my God, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose it. All right, let's see. Bobby's out there. Bobby, Dylan, Sean, and Vaughn. All right, so all the drivers are checked in. Let's see what turn marshals are not out here. All right. All right, let's get him gridded up, guys. Let's get him gridded up. Joel, are you on a stand? Get off the stand. You're tall enough. Off the stand. You're hovering over the other drivers. They got to see around you. All right. In that very first spot today with a qualifying time of 16 laps and 5:01, Mr. Kevin Castilla. In the second spot, it's going to be Scott Setzer. In the third, it's going to be Danny Landry. In the fourth, it's going to be Joel. And in that final spot, it's going to be Jimmy Wilson. All right, we got a 1 minute's grace. All right, we're ready to rock. Yeah, I need you out here. Yeah, we're good. All right. Drivers ready. Here we go. Turn marshals are ready. Everyone on the horn in less than 5. And we're off. Remember, Kevin Castilla is the TQ holder. So can he pull out the win? And right now it is Kevin Castilla is your leader. Scott Setzer in the second and Joel in the third. Uh-oh, let's see what happens here. And Scott Setzer there coming up right behind. And looks like, is that who I think it is in third? It is Jimmy Wilson right now in the third. And he crashed and broke the tire. He is done. He is out. Jimmy Wilson was up in the third position. It's all right, leave the car on the track. We have one down and less than 4 to go. It's Kevin, Scott, Danny, now Joel in the third. And Danny in the fourth. Here's your leader right here in the orange, yellow, and gray and silver. That's Kevin Castilla. He is your TQ guy from round number 2. Oh, we have one on the pipe right there. And that's Danny Landry and Joel. They're battling out right now between 3 and 4. Oh, and your leader is upside down that back straight, and he is out.
You jinxed me.
Why?
You were like, oh, Jimmy Wilson.
Yeah, you got to the third. All of a sudden, that was it. The tires saw come off. And right now, we're at that 3-minute mark, guys. 3 minutes to go. There is your leader, Kevin Castilla, in second. In the blue, Scott Setzer. And Joel right there in the blue and silver. Danny in the fourth is in the blue and red. He is coming up right behind Joel. There they come, 3 and 4 down the back straight and over the first double. And Danny Landry right now putting it on Joel. There's Danny Landry trying to get up in the third. Kevin Castillo right now with a big lead in the lead. 2:15 to go. Up next will be our featured event will be Stock Buggy. Mason, Mike McFarland, Vince McMahon, Brian Duncan, and Sean O'Hara. You guys will be up in just about 2 minutes. And we're now at that 2-minute mark. 2 minutes to go. And there is your leader right there, putting Danny a lap down. But Danny right now, he's trying to battle out for third. Joel right now holding strong in third, holding his line. Danny, though, coming up right behind him. Scott Setzer in the second. He's in the blue. Joel in the third. And Danny Landry now moves up in the third. Joel down in the fourth. So we have a position change between 3 and 4. And Danny Landry right there in the blue and red, now in third. 1 minute to go, guys. 1 minute to go. That was your spot, Jimmy. You realize? Jimmy, that was your spot. You had that third. I'm telling you, you had it. 45 seconds. You are getting better and better as the time got on, time was going. 35 seconds. And Joel now is now up in the third. Danny Landry in the fourth with coming up on the 10-second mark. 10 seconds to go. Can Joel hold on to third still? There's a battle right there. The leader upside down. That is your leader. And he's out, but he has a big lead. Race is over. When you cross, you're done. Let's see. Here we go. And Joel holding on to the third spot. Scott Setzer second. And there he is, taking the TQ and win. Kevin Castillo. And the track, everybody is done. Kevin Castillo taking the TQ and win. Scott Setzer second. And Joel taking third. Drivers, I do need those transponders back. Joel, Danny, and Jimmy Wilson, I do need those transponders. You had third. I just need him to turn marshal won this race. That's all. All right, turn marshals, you guys should start coming on out. Come on, turn marshals. Let's see. Let me call you by name. Looking for Kevin Castillo. Scott's out there. Danny Landry. Joel and Jimmy Wilson. All right, last race of Thursday Night Thunder. 1, 2, 3. I'm missing 2 turn marshals. Danny Landry and Jimmy Wilson. Hey, Jimmy. All right, guys, here we go. Stock buggy. All right, guys, let's get him gridded up. In that very first spot today with a qualifying time of 18 laps, 5:15, Mr. Mason McCombs. Hey, Jimmy, get in the middle of the driver's stand. And then Landry, get in the middle down there. Yeah, just perfect right there. All right, in that very first spot, it's going to be Mr. Mason McCombs. In the second spot, it's going to be Mike McFarland. In the third, it's going to be Vince McMahon. In the fourth, it's going to be Brian Duncan. And in the fifth, it's going to be Sean O'Hara. All right, looks like turn marshals are ready. Drivers are ready. Here we go, the last race of Thursday Night Thunder. Everyone on the horn in less than 5. And we're off. In stock buggy, here we go. Mason is your TQ from round number 2. Let's see if he can pull out the win. And Mason right now is in the lead. Right there he is in the white. Oh, and Mike McFarland upside down, but Brian Duncan now moves up in the third. Yep, Brian Duncan in the third. So it is Mason, Mike McFarland, Brian Duncan, and Vince McMahon. And Sean O'Hara, that is the running order. There's Mike McFarland right there coming up right behind Mason McCombs. Brian Duncan right there right behind Vince, or right behind Mike McFarland, and Vince right behind Brian. Remember, turn marshals, watch your corners. And right now, we are now at that 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go. There's your leader right there in that white, going down that back straight. And Brian Duncan right there, right behind Mike McFarland. There's your battle between 2 and 3. Mason starting to pull away. Mike McFarland in the second, Brian Duncan in the third. Brian in the yellow coming up right behind Mike McFarland. Vince McMahon in the fourth. Sean O'Hara now coming up right behind Vince. 3:15 on the clock. Your leader right there, Mr. Mason McCombs in the all-white. That is your leader. And he caught on the pipe there, so that should catch up Mike and Brian. Brian there right behind Mike McFarland. Oh, and Brian Duncan upside down. That gives Mike McFarland a little bit of breathing room. But he is now coming up right behind Mason McCombs. So we have a battle between 1 and 2. Vince now pulling up behind Brian. Sean O'Hara is close to Vince McMahon. 2:30 on the clock. So we have a battle right now between 1 and 2. And Dylan doing some kind of hop grabbing. That was good, Dylan. And right now we're coming up on that 2-minute mark. It is Mason, Mike, Brian, Vince, and Sean. There they go. Mike McFarland there coming up right behind Mason McCombs. We have 2 minutes on the clock, guys. 2 minutes to go. And Vince coming up right behind Brian Duncan. Mason in the Associated and Mike in the Serpent. Vince also in the Serpent. Brian in Associated, Sean in Associated. Is Brian an associate? I think he is. 1:30 on the clock. And Mike McFarland right there, right behind Mason McCombs. All Mason has to do is tag the pipe once. And right now we're coming up on that 1 minute mark. And there they go, coming up right behind Vince, 1 and 2. And right now we're at that 1 minute mark, 1 minute to go. Mason McCombs in the lead. Mike McFarland there right behind him. There they go, 1 and 2 down the back straight. And over the double. It is Mason, Mike, Brian, Vince, and Sean. Brian Duncan in the third. He's in that yellow buggy. He's in third. $30 to go. And third, Brian Duncan upside down. So Vince right now, right behind Brian. 20 seconds on the clock. And Vince McMahon trying to push for third. And, Vince almost got him to the inside, but then Brian closed it. 5 seconds. This will be the last lap. Races over when you cross, you're done. And Vince over there in the back wall. Let's see what happens. Mike McFarland right behind Mason McCombs. And Mason McCombs taking the TQ and win. Mike McFarland, you're done. Taking second. Brian third. Sean O'Hara in the fifth. And just waiting for Vince. Vince in the fourth. Good race, guys. Mason McCombs taking the TQ and win. Mike McFarland taking the second. And Brian Duncan taking the third. All right, here with Danny's going to come out, take the ribbons here. We're going to do the awards. And I'll start pulling your cars up to the podium. All right, short course. Levi Chandler, Scott Setzer, and Sean Sims, you guys can start pulling your cars to the podium. Oh, Danny has it right there. Wow. Danny, give Brian Duncan his ribbon, his third. All right, Levi Chandler, Scott Setzer, and Sean Sims, you guys should. All right, Levi Chandler taking the TQ and win. Scott Setzer in second. Sean Sims third. Just waiting for Scott Setzer. Stock truck, you guys can pull your cars up to the podium. Scott Setzer, Sean O'Hara, and Bobby Ifredi. All right. Scott and Sean O'Hara, Bobby Ifredi. Scott Setzer took the victory in stock truck. Sean O'Hara took the TQ in second. Bobby Ifredi third. Bobby, you out there? Bobby Ifredi. He's gone. All right. All right, ready to run sportsman Dylan Johnson and Levi Chandler. Levi Chandler took the victory and TQ. Dylan Johnson in second. Independent buggy, pull them on up. Kevin Castilla, Scott Setzer, and Joel. Joel, pull your cars up. Kevin Castilla got the TQ and win. Scott Setzer got second, and Joel took third. All right, stock buggy, Mason McCombs and Mike McFarland. Mason taking a TQ and win, Mike taking second. And Brian already left. All right, guys, that's it. Remember, start reserving your spots for Super Cup here on April 14th. All right, guys, we'll see you Saturday for Superstar Saturday.